we can start the class today. So we are out on what is psox, right? Psox command is used to uh, list down the number of processes that running in your system. That's the basic use of psox. Uh, if you do psox, it will be giving you all the process, including system and the services that you run by using either with the grep command. You use psox and you put some pipe symbol, and then you if you use some grep command and if you use some keywords or port number, then exactly for like if it's a docker, then you put pipe and grep docker, then you will exactly get the process id of the docker. That's the most use case of psox. If somebody tells I don't know what are some in other question comes from like from the your system, you feel some malicious attack has been happening and some process is running and you don't know with the thing. So by using psox command, you can see when you type psox command, let me share my screen. If you type psox command and then there is some more arguments are there to filter out the cpu and memory. You can see like what is the culprit process that is using most of the cpu and the memory, and then by using that, after that you can kill the process. That's how the basic use of psox commands. So let me start with today's class with the tar commands. So these commands were like whatever we're talking about, it's just like a uh, compression and unzipping of the files. Mostly we'll be using this kind of files in each and every day, while if you take some backup or while from internet you download any extensions or any binaries and binaries, those will be like any compressed file formatted, so you should be familiarized with this command. uh, Let me go here. So let me go to my test folder. I think I have some test folders here. Let us do if I use star hyphen c means create. Okay, if you find hyphen c means create. uh, if you do like hyphen c create hyphen vf means you can check. If you put a tar hyphen l, sorry, tar, man tar, then you will be know what are these arguments are. uh, you will be know what is the arguments are. C means what I told, it's like mostly used for creation. Okay, I think it's not there. Hmm. Okay, let's start with tar command. Hyphen c for create cv xf. Let's point out the files here like dblog file everything. I want to compress these files, so I put tar hyphen cv xf and then dblog file. You should be giving some name for your tar file. Here I'm specifying z, right? Z mean zipping the file. Okay, the file for you should be know. uh, uh, Come here, like you can see right. First they are giving tar hyphen cbx archive.tar, and they're giving the file. See, this file format is tar. Okay, this format is tar. After they give archive is meant like you are like combining multiple files. If you have to combine and you have to like compress the file means you have to add the flag called z. Okay, that if you add like z here, then your file format should be like tar.gz. That's the use of this command. Okay, if I am trying to like tar xvdf, and then I'm giving my demo.tar, and then whatever files you have, dblog file and demo.txt file. Now if you see, you have a tar file now. Now I'm going to delete you like this demo.txt file and dblog file here, and now you see uh, you have only this tar file now. Now I'm going to uncompress the file. So mostly the same command, but what's the use of the thing is like you will be having, instead of c means create, x means extract, xvf, and then your demo.txt file. That's it. So you can see right now these files are came again. Now I'm going to do one more thing with the zip file, with the compression. So the reason behind the compression is you can just note down the size like 1051. Sometimes it was able to compress if it is like huge file, it is able to compress. Sometimes even if you do zip commands, it will not be able to compress. Let's see what happens in this case. I'm going to do this rmi fun like rmi level of the habo commands here. uh, mm. I'm adding one more file called sample txt file. Now I'm by the same command which I used for creating tar file. Hmm. This is my file. So I previously also given the z argument, but I given didn't specify the format as gz. If you put gz here, uh, oh sorry, my demo file is not there. Hmm. Now you see this file is got compressed into gz. The same thing while extracting, you just use the same command. You specify the z while extracting the. Now you see it's got love dot. That's the reason of this. That's how the basic tar command should work. Uh, dot g means like compression. The tar command is to like compress the file. If I add z means it's compression. That's the format name. Like for Word we have txt, for PDF you have dot pdf file, right? If you want to be compression, then the format should be z. If for only combining, it should be tar. Okay. Then we will be seeing zip commands. uh, so it's here we'll actually be combined using the tar commands and then we were doing compression. Here we are going to do only the compression. That's what this gzip command is there. If I don't want to do combine the files, archive, you remember, like I have provided multiple files here. You see, while creating this tar, I was giving db.log for example. In this zip command, I'm not able to um, add multiple files. You are able to give only one file. Let me take my sample.txt file. uh, if you check the format of this now, you see the format has been modified to sample.txt to gzip. If I do like gunzip means unzipping, unzipping the same file. If you give that, and then you see ls ltr, then you see the file got unzipped. It's obviously the size is 0 because there is no content in it. That's it. It's just like a only for zipping. In Windows you do zip, right? You do extract all and something. It's just similar to that. Tar means you archive them, like you combine them and you zip it. This gzip command just to only to compress it. uh, and then there is not much difference between this gzip and zip. Both are same only, and there is no it's in the binaries or something, it's different, but the usage of commands are both the same. It's same thing. Either you use zip or gzip, both are same. uh, then in any Linux system, so I logged in. I logged in as in EC2 itself. So where this EC2 instance and password in etc directory always should be configuration files that you can modify. That you can modify. If I do cat means visible, cat etc and password, I know this file is a this one is a file, it's not a directory. If I do it, you can see these are the number of users that actually running that are present in this Linux system. So at the last you will see EC2 insert. So these are actually system generator. This one, while you create the machine, it's getting it creates an EC2 user for you and gets added here. So now we are going to see, because none of them will be giving you some root user or thing. So they will be in the organization, they will be creating a username here, and then they will be providing your username, password or SSH key that we see, right, that they generate for you, and then you share it. So now we will see. Now we will be seeing like so there are two difference. Either you can use user add or add user, both will work. Okay, now I will show like add user, and then I put my like Loki something. uh, if you check the file now, you must be seeing an user here, right? See, Loki user has been added in the cat pass pwt file. Now you got it, right? Now your user has been created, but for your username there is no password has been set. So for that you have to type command as pass wt, and then you give your username as Loki. uh, one second. You can use tab after you typing LO or something else something. If there is any user, it will auto complete, and then you put Loki, and then it will ask for your password. I give some password, and then I save it. Okay, what is this? Authentication token updated successfully. I updated the password for this user Loki. Uh, Now, then what is there? So I delete the user. I don't want this user now. I use by using the del user. If I do Loki, del user Loki, it will delete the user. We can verify that. Um, wait, one second. It's obviously the commands. The commands are same. I told, right. Either you can use add user or user add. Mostly the commands are same. Okay, the same thing here. It's Linux. It's Linux, but it's an Amazon Linux. Right? They don't have the support of Dell Linux. So if I use Dell user Loki, now you see the user got deleted. Now if I go and check the cat file, now you see there is no Loki user present there. It got deleted. So that's the use of this command. So password we see, and how to switch from one user to another user, that we see by using sudo hyphen su mean switch user. So I create some Loki user and I can switch it to either. So now what I will show is like so for any user you add, by default, okay, let me create the user back. I'm added that user again. Okay, then not copying on the file. Okay, leave it. Now the user is added back. So what I want to show is like, you see, right? Once the user has been added, it was showing some 101, 101, and home and bin bash. So what does it means uh, you have a Loki user created, and there is a user ID is 101, and there is a group called 101 has been created for you, and your home directory will be like slash home Loki. I told, right, for each two user also we have that username in slash home directory, and by default your terminal will be bin bash. In this Linux itself you have bash shell scripting. There are different shells are there: bash, and then sh, and then k shell, and then z shell. There are different kind of shells. By default your user was created in bin bash. That's the meaning of this total entry. Okay, if I check group Loki. Oh, it's a groups. No, no. There is, it will automatically create your group for you. So that's the meaning of this one. And then but there is no permission will be added to this user. So by using like user mode hyphen ag, hyphen user mode means you can give any group, if it is exists, like I will give sub docker or something, and then give Loki, and then give enter. You see it's added now. Now if I type groups, Loki. So these are the groups that you have been added. That's what I want to show. User mode. Before I executing this user mode hyphen ag docker Loki, you will be by default will only be able to have the access for Loki group, but Loki doesn't have permission to execute any process, because it's not part of any groups. Now if I added docker one, now we will be able to access docker commands by you switching to your username. That's the use of this uh, this user mode command. User mode command is most important whenever you add some create some service in your Linux, and you for the any of the external user, if you want to provide permission, you have to use this user mode -ag and the group name and the username. And then what is there? And the same thing whatever we discussed. uh, so right, we have some uh, like uh, so I told you, if you want to check what are the groups that you is part of, you type group ID. If I type ID Loki means we have an ID, right? For you 101, I told, right, ID is created. If I type ID Loki means your user ID will come here. See, you like ID Loki, your user ID is Loki and name is Loki, and group ID is like 110.1.0.1 Loki, and group is there. So and you are part of Docker one which we added recently. That's the thing it's showing here. If you want to delete any group, if I create some group add something, um, group add and sample something, and then if I check, want to again like group del sample. That's it. It just a group is mostly people should not ask, but sometimes they would ask how you create user, how you generate create groups, how do you provide the permissions, those things will they ask. So we already, I think, we hope you have found that like change for any particular file, uh, we have seen that how to change the like LSF and environments. We already seen in the class how to change this user, how to change these groups. We already seen by using this change owner, change group, and change mode. So those commands will be used to change these permissions and these things. Uh, so that is what here, and we discuss about etc. In /etc password, we will be having all the user details. In /etc group, uh, similar to that, group. Like what are the groups are there? See, EC2 group is there, Docker is there, Loki is there, we recently now created, right? Those groups are there. That's how you can verify. Once you logged in as like I'm giving an exit here, now you see my username is EC2, but you don't know. Sometimes it will be specified here. It based on like some PS1 parameters in Linux. I leave about that. Like how I can find which user I have logged in as. So you can type who am I. Who am I will tell you who are you, like who are you. If I do su hyphen like sudo, and then it will be, if I type who am I, it will show us root. See, like, and like by using which user you have logged in, you can check by using the who am I command. Mm, and you can do use who, mostly everything is the same only. Who will be checking who, and then who am I, everything is same only to check the username things. And then the next slide will be Linux commands. So the networking commands. So networking commands are really like very useful when you have some network related issues in your laptop. If I type ifconfig, you can see here, right? You can see different things here. Hmm. After ifconfig, you will be seeing multiple entries, but you see one of them is Docker one. So we have installed Docker in the system, and Docker is running, one of the Docker service is running, which is using this private IP. Where we took this private IP, if you do Docker PS, Docker is running, right? Docker is taking this private IP to run it. And this is your IP address from the uh, from the AWS, one of the IP. This is like local IP. So like local host means uh, people will always tell like if your code is running or not something. When we ask them, they will always specify about the local host. What is this local host? whenever some developers running their code from their local in their browser, they would be typing this localhost. They no need to specify their public IP or private IP, because they no need to keep memory of those numbers. If you type localhost, that means in my system. That is the understanding for this one. The instead of a localhost, then the numerical number is like 127.0.0.1. This is the universal localhost ID for everybody. In your laptop also, if you type 127.0.0.1 from the browser, if you go, it is redirecting to your local system. So and then you put specify the port number where it is running, some 80 or 8080 or 443 something. You are pointing that the application running on this port. That's how we access the application. So this is what this ifconfig command. So this command mostly used to whether any private IP that really got attached to your machine or not. Here I see, right, private IP from 131.13.183. You must be seeing that here. See, 172.31.30 31.13.183. See, this is the IP address that is assigned for you from the AWS. Now you got it, right? What is this IP address? Other things. That's how you should be able to debug these commands. Uh, and then etc resolver. Okay, let's start first of all. uh, Let me, it's a very big topic, but I will try to tell you something. So there is a famous domain called google.com. Everybody knows, right? Google.com. So this is your local computer. Okay, whenever you type google.com, behind that there is one of the public IP is going to be there, but you are not sure how do you get this public IP. You no need to keep remembering everything. That's where the DNS comes. Whenever you type any domain names over the internet, it will go to the DNS servers. So these DNS are actually offered by plenty of services like Amazon Route 53 offers this domain name, and GoDaddy. GoDaddy, you can get the domains GoDaddy, and then Namecheap, where you can get the domain name, and then you can specify the public IP in the backend. So it is like any of the domain providers. If you tomorrow you want to buy the domain name on your name like locate.com or something, you should be going for either of these guys. There are a lot of domain providers there, and then you can host a domain there itself. While hosting the domain for lokia.com or something, you will, similar to this machine, we have a public IP, right? You will be mapping that public IPL. This is what we called as a name record. A name record. A name record. These are all, we will see these things when we come to DNS and everything. But you should remember like how the domain names are getting resolved means it from my computer, when I would type any domain names, it I'll going to this DNS server throughout the world wherever it is, uh, and then uh, and then gets this domain name, behind that domain name for your loki.com or something, what is public IP address is there, and comes to your system, and then hitting that server, and like EC2 system or something. You got right how this basic there are a lot of things in depth to discuss, but first you need to keep remember these things. In short, it goes to DNS server, gets the public IP address, and come back to your local, and then it directly goes to that server. That's how the things resolves. So but in order to get any domain name, that would be costly. Okay, now what I want to do is like so this is DNS resolution is there, right? ETC is involved. So instead of that, if you do cat etc resolve.conf file, how the interface will be framed, they will be asking, here you see ch ap south name server is equal to 172.3.0. What is this file means? The cat is this root. You can have that entry in this file itself. So if any domain name that you enter, um, if I do VIETC resolve first again, there is some command called ns lookup. NS lookup means for any domain that you have across the world, it will give you what is that IP address that is assigned to back of it. If I do NS lookup, you see here, right? If I do uh, ns local google.com, what is giving when I do this command in backend, it is giving me the address, public address, what is internal address and what is the public IP address that this actual google.com is running in backend server. If I do ns lookup uh, facebook.com or something, you will be getting the public IP address that assigned back this server. That's how you basically troubleshoot it. Now what I'm going to do in the uh, etc resolve.conf file, I coming down here. I'm going to give facebook.com goes to this IP address. I'm giving any some random IP address, and then I save the file. Okay. Now if you see, you can see that entry in the result. You can see that, right? Now if I do ns lookup, okay, wait. Leave it. That's how this command works. In locally, if you want to resolve, because when you are in like mass production systems, you will be connected to multiple systems. Okay. In that term, you cannot remember each and every time the public IP or private IP or something in your same VNet. Those times you give some name to that, and by using that name, you will be accessing the machine. That's the use of this etc resolver file. Um, and then what else is there? Ping is same thing. Ping means like any host name that is running in the internet. If you want to check that is running or not, if you will give ping google.com, what will happen is from your computer whether it's connected to the internet or not, you will be get to know. See, now it's running, right? After I do control C, you can see 8 packets transmitted, 8 packets received, 0 packet loss, and the time things. So that means your system able to connect to the internet. That's how you will be finding out whether my application is like routing the traffic from here to the google.com or not. For any.com, that's how you ping. And then ping, if you give like iPhone C4 or something, then you will be specifying the packets. Here you specify the, here you are seeing the packets. That means number of times it's trying to connect. That's it. I want to try for only 4 times. That's why I think I'm given iPhone C4. You know, it's able to access. Mm. And then if you put to this trace route command also, it will be same thing. But what the thing will be uh, for in order to get that google.com, uh, you will be seeing how the traffic has been flow. Now you seeing, right? If I after I giving trace route, you see there is something called 30 ops max and 16 30 ops max, right? To get that IP address of the google.com, it is not meant to the only one DNS server. Okay, first how the things on internet will be like. Some domain names you consider www.facebook.com. Okay, first the main root will be .com. Okay, the first entry will be .com. So when your entry goes to that, if you see the website is com, first it will go to the DNS server which ends with the DNS com. Okay, and then it comes back, and then it goes for Facebook, right? Facebook is there, next that will be the next subdomain. Then it goes to the next facebook.com wherever it hosted. So that's how it go. Oh, yeah. You see, it went to find the .com server and then went to the facebook.com server. There are multiple entries that in between you type up facebook.com that happens in your system. That is what this trace route commands. This statement, like in order to the traffic flow from your computer to google.com, like how many web servers it went and come out. That's how this full traffic flow you can see by using the trace route command. Telnet. you telnet, and then so in order for you to identify what are the process that running in your computer based on the port. uh, so you can use either use netstat. First, yeah, we can enable netstat to null pin. These arguments you should keep remember, and this command should be taken remember. After you type this, you can see uh, these are the ports that actually open in my computer for any services. That's how you should. If somebody tells, "Can you check this port has been already occupied or not?" Then you should use this netstat pl command to check whether it's actually opened or not. So telnet means telnet like I'm on computer. I have one more computer. You have one more computer. From my computer to in your computer, if the domain is open on any particular port, how I can check? Because mostly in the organizations, like there will be um, mm, there will be something called one backend server. Okay, one is called backend server and one is will be database. See, if there is first connectivity happen, issues happens between them by using the telnet command only, by using telnet, and then you will be providing the server IP of the database, and then you giving the port number 5432 or something. I'm considering it as a Postgres database. That's how you will be checking. Yeah, uh, yeah. If it is successful, then you will tell, yeah, my connection to the server is fine because I can tell that telnet is working. That's how it will work. Mm. For telnet, uh, I don't have any services or two laptops here. So for telnet. Mm. Same thing. Like uh, if I do telnet, uh, telnet is not there. I think uh, the same thing we discussed, right? M install, M remove means to download any packages. That's what I did now. By what I did is like you see, M install telnet. I'm installing the package. That's it. Uh, and then now I'm trying to run this command telnet google-80. See connected. If it is not working, you will not be able to connect. It will be keep on running, and then it will tell you are not your connection was closed. Now you see, after I clicking this, connecting to google.com is fine. That's how the basic commands are here. I think I showed everything. And then IP route is also same thing. Whatever you, instead of whatever we see in that IP config command, you will be seeing more related commands here. Hmm. So these IP routes are actually belongs to your Amazon machine, wherever the machine will be, how the networking has done. So everything that you can see from this IP route machine, like in depth about your how the IP got assigned and everything stuff, they will be debugging here. And then that's it. We already discussed about ping run. Uh, we already discussed about ping, trace route, telnet, cat IP config, NS lookup we discussed. Okay, netstat also we discussed. And then, hmm, so there is a command called hostname. This is your computer, right? So what is the hostname for yourself? Like, I know I can find my public IP address and private IP here. From the portal you can find, right? If I type hostname alone here, to see what is the IP host name for your machine, you can see it here. Uh, that's host name means for any server over the internet. Uh, for it's your machine, right? Your VM. So once you create the VM, throughout the world, you will be getting a unique name for your machine. That is what this host name means. Okay, if you have one more VM, VM2 something, it will have one more unique host name. So that's how the host name mission talks. If I want to talk from one mission to one name, either you can use that public IP and private IPs, or you can use the host name that you can specify there to talk to connect to this mission. That's what this host name means. If I do host name I, it will be giving you the private IP of the machine. You have a private IP here, right? 172.31.13.183. Now you see if that's the use of this command. So what else is there? NS lookup, what else? Uh, netstat and SS commands are same. Netstat and SS commands are same. Yeah, you can use this or that. Uh, IF top, I don't think it would work, going to work. So these commands I mentioned here, but I like load. So I have to download some packages to make it run here. So let me install that. Mm. Similarly, like this how you should start. If you don't see any of the commands, you should be doing the same installs. So sometimes the package name would be exactly the command name. Sometimes it not be. Right now we have downloaded if top, right? If I do if top command means, so it will be giving you the entries that your machine has. We have only one internal IP attached to our machine, right? It is showing that one. So like what's the load that's coming, what is the incoming and outgoing traffic that's coming here, that you actually can see here. That is what this IF covering. We have a private API, right? 172 dot like for this in this port number, what are the traffic is coming in and out. Those things you can see it from here. And then these things. So we will talk about more about firewall in the cloud. Um, Firewall in the sense means um, you have a VMware, okay? Uh, you have a VMware. In top of that, a firewall will be sitting for you. In cloud, any mission that you download, uh, you have something called security groups. Okay, so not all the ports will be opened for you. You have to particularly open the port. Currently, this machine I am able to connect to this machine by SSH in the port 22 because it's opened here. That's the reason I'm able to connect. If it is not open, you're not able to connect. So that's the thing. A firewall will be like a barrier from internet to your VM. It's a barrier that will be blocking your traffic flow. That is what this firewall means. So these commands that UFF enable, UFF allow, and UFF allow status means uh, in particular to this machine. If you inside the machine, obviously in the cloud you have a lot of options to outside the machine to block the ports. If inside the machine you want to block any firewall things, that you can do by this UFW command. UFW, first I'm enabling it by using UF enable. Now UF, this is also not available for me. I have to download it. It's a new mission, right? Obviously they will not be having these things. So if you don't have anything, then you can use this m install ufw for you to show these things. I told that it was ufd, but it was showing see firewall LLD. In the m in the this is CentOS. It's kind of a CentOS thing. That's why you use m. But if it is in like ubuntu or debian, you will be using the package called apt, and there the package will be different. Sometimes it will be same, sometimes for one package it will get different. That's so each and every time you can check Google or something, then you can download package. No, I know the issue. There was IM install firewall D. I typed right now. I type U of enable something. Right. Okay, I think I have to run a couple of commands. So we already seen the system detail commands, right? What the system detail commands do? It will run any application as a service in your Linux command. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just enabling it. Uh, So see, you have a face for like one-to-one deviant. That's why it's not working because this is into S. Yeah, similar to that, we have something called firewall SSD here. If I copy this command, firewall SSD, it started to run. I can check the status by using start means to after I install download the install firewall D. I did the systemctl start firewall D, so the application started. If I do enable means even in the reboot that firewall D will be working. If I check status means I don't want to use to do it. If I do status means see for the last 50 seconds this firewall FD is been running in my system. Uh, then if I do firewall permanent add services is equal to firewall is equal to SSH. I'm just allowing the SSH here. That's the thing. So success. So it is saying you should not do this thing because SSH is more sensitive. That people know that this port is mostly used for SSH. They will be trying to hack your system. So that's why you should be more careful in firewall handling firewall. Um, this is what the basic firewall is. You, in order to prevent you from the internet traffic, you will be using this firewall. You can by default mostly it will be like false. By using this, you will be like checking that you can block the things. Uh, okay, then next last most thing would be like cron tab. Obviously, you can talk about IP tables. Um, IP tables is there a lot. IP tables is there. By default, you see there are IP tables element listing the rules. Okay, first what rule you should come, it should come to your system. What rule it should deny. Everything we can add the firewall IP tables here. IP tables have its own set of commands like IP tables add port SSH on this designation. So we have just wanted to know if somebody asks you mostly in any of the organization organization they will not be using this default firewall rules that having for in this system. Everybody will be relying on the firewalls that you have in the cloud system. But basically you have to know they will ask you what's the difference between this one this and the cloud means cloud is blocking externally, it is blocking in the internally. So by using the IP tables only you will be able to add and delete it. Now what is cron tab? Cron tab. So like we have seen multiple Linux command for the so far. So you can create a shell script now. What is that shell script mean? Like whatever you have seen, right? Uh, like by using cron tab, you can schedule any job in your computer and then make the job to run daily or whatever your frequency that you want to run, that you can run it. Uh, so because in most of the IT things, they want to run some job at a some specific time. So are like some specific evenings, like or some specific weeks or months they have to do it. So that's the thing. Use of this cron tab. If I type cron tab hyphen L means it is cron tab is not installed. I'm installing cron tab first. Um, there is some copy issues sometimes comes. Mm. And then enable. Now if I type cron tab hyphen L means cron tab hyphen it, there is no cron tab or root. What that means there is no cron tab has been scheduled in this one. That's the point of this cron tab. You can schedule any job using this cron tab. Now what is this star thing? You throughout your IT life you will be going to see these things. The first star uh, the first star you first makes remember you see you have 5 stars and then you provide some comments. You either rain any shell script and then you give your shell script path here to run the. So if you make it in the added this entry in front of, this job is going to run at the time. So what is the star sign? Each and every 5 star point out the specific time. The first star points to minutes 0 to 59, and the second star points to hour, and the third star points to day of the month and which day of the month you want to run, and fourth star points which month, and the fifth star points day of the week. Starts from Sunday is equal to 0, and then up to Saturday is there, right? From Sunday starts with 0 and Saturday ends, like Saturday comes with 6. So that's the thing of this thing one. So if I want, I'm going to let me ask ChatGPT, give me shell script schedule. Hmm. There is nothing in the script, the skill script. What is there like a this is what shell scripting will be like. Okay, uh, test dot sh. The first entry you see the top right. You have something ash, and then you have something first b, after you have bin bash or something is there, right? That is called shebang. The name is shebang. That's how the file gets differ, whether it's a shell script or it's Python or something. That is called shebang. In each, if you're planning to write any shell script, first thing in the shell script you should put this shebang, and then what I do is like echo. Echo, I think we didn't discuss echo one, right? Echo means echo, and whatever you put in this command, it is like it gets printed. That's it about this command. So I will explain this thing first. Put echo, and you like any print statement is there, right? Hello, if I put I will print hello. If hello put Linux something, Linux class something, it will just print out to you the same thing. What is this date command? After I type date, it will just give you the what is the exact date that's running on the system. That's the use of this command. So if I put echo, if you listen this carefully. If I put echo date, it's giving date. Why it's not giving me the command? Execute the command. Uh, that's where you should give this a dollar symbol. In any of the print statement, in any of the shell script, if you like if you want in between the printing, if you want to execute anything, you should give this dollar symbol and give the command, then it will give you the like, one second. No. Okay, leave it. No, it's different. Sorry. So you leave it. If you want to now, let's say go to my test dot sh. Uh, it has current date, and this how the file has been written. It's just printing the current date, and after you see two greater than symbol, right? And you see some path and time dot log file. This means whatever the contents get created on this created out of the command will be redirected to the time dot log file. That's how these log files are gets the entry. This two greater than symbol means if you put some command after, like you have some two greater than symbol, and you have, and if you it's the data from the command to this time.log file, to that file. That's how it works. The next step would be, after you write any shell script, you should have the change mode -x command. Why you now, if you do ls, see now it changed the color. Previously, because it's a shell script you want to execute, you should have the execute permission. Previously, see, there is no execute permissions are there. That's why it's a universal thing. Whenever you write a shell script, the next thing you should do is, like, you have the change mode plus x and text.ch, and then you run the text.ch. uh, Now you go to that entry. I know that path home, EC2 is user, and what's the time dot log file. You see, the entry has been added. So this is how the process will work. Then you go to this cron tab hyphen root. In the root, I have the test.php. In the cron tab, I will be uh, cron tab hyphen e. It says this file is open. Now I want to run it on the fifth minute. Uh, I want to run it on the fifth minute of 12th hour, and I want to run it every day. Means I should be giving like this 12 dot star dot star, and then give the path name, full path name. You should remember, you should always give the full path name and test dot test as. It's a V editor. We already talked about V editor, I guess. Hey, why it's repeated? Not sure what I pressed. I think I pressed something mistakenly. That's all. You schedule the job in Crota. That's the basic use of Crota. So after, if you see the timing like 12:05 or something, this job will run automatically. So what's the time now? 12, 13 for 8 or something. Is that right? Let me show something. Mm. Mm. Sorry, my number got locked. Uh, uh, I scheduled the cron tab to 13 by 39, right? What's the time now? It's 39. In after that, after in like 30 seconds or something, this is going to execute. Okay. Then the 9 points to the minute, the 13 points to the hours. Now if you see now in the cat home EC2 user time dot log file, you have only one entry. At the when the line goes to change, it will get triggered and you will be seeing the entry. So that's what the cron top means. I think we pretty much covered everything. Uh, I'm not sure. So we have one more topic here, how we SSH and everything. Uh, so this one I will cover later, okay? Because this one, when we come to Ansible or something, that we will see what this SSH things will mean. Basically, we have two systems. How you connect between the two system, like using the public and private keys which were using currently to connect to the machine thing, and how you can copy a file from one machine to another machine. Those things, like some SCP commands are there. These things we will cover when we come to Ansible, because Ansible works in such a way. So you will be having one master node, and you will be having plenty of worker nodes. You will be connecting to each and every machine by using this SSH only. Because if I tell you, you forget there itself. So I will teach it from the SSH point of view itself. See what is there. You know how to SSH something. This one just an extra topic for you to like copy the file from here to there. So that is what there. We can talk about when we come there. So that's what the basic Linux commands are there. Shell scripting is there. Shell scripting is very important. Um, if shell scripting alone set a class, it will be takes too much time. So the shell scripting was used to um, for you to write any automations. You will be, whatever the next commands we see, by using this op command, this grep commands, this networking commands, this basic directory creation commands, this deletion commands, we put to all together there to get in shell script. So like uh, the main thing in the IT would be for the shell script for them to like delete any backup files from the server. Okay, delete any backup files from the server, take general backups, any check from one directory, take some general backup files, or check if the process is not running, restart the service. So this is what the basic shell scripting would be, and you would be having after shell scripting, you would be having the file contact. So that's what the basic thing about shell scripting and all. Um, I'm going to stop the recording.